It was my first year at university. I had just finished unpacking all my stuff into my room, and my family had just left. Later that same day, my roommate finally arrived. Right from the start, I knew this guy, Sam, was the most awkward person I had ever met. I introduced myself as Jake, sticking out my arm for a handshake. Sam paused, looked down at my arm like he didn't understand, then laughed nervously and gave me a weak handshake. I had to ask him for his name since he didn't tell me when we shook hands. He was Sam. I tried to make small talk, but he just answered my questions with yes or no, occasionally awkwardly laughing or smiling. Within minutes, we were both just sitting on our beds, on our laptops, not talking to each other. I was upset and planned on requesting a different roommate. Anyone would be better than Sam, I thought. I met some of the other kids on my floor and they seemed cool, so that was good. I came back to my dorm after looking around campus the first night to find Sam still in the same position. I said, "What's up, Sam?" He didn't answer, not to my surprise. It was 9:30. I didn't have anything to do, so I turned out the lamp on my side of the room and went to bed. I didn't fall asleep anytime soon, though. Sam was on his laptop until 3 a.m. When he finally closed his laptop, I fell asleep quickly, but I woke up within an hour. The blinds to our room had been opened, and the moonlight now creeping into the room made everything visible, including Sam sitting on the side of his bed, looking at me. I sat up, rubbed my eyes, and said, "Sam, what are you doing?" He whispered back, "Sorry," and lay down. The next morning, I woke up to find Sam had already gotten up. I felt like it was the first time he left the room. It was Saturday, the first Saturday of the year, meaning orientation and campus activities. During orientation, as my group walked by the school gardens, I heard a couple of students ahead of me saying, "What is that kid doing in there?" I saw who they were talking about. It was Sam, literally sitting in the dirt behind a patch of bushes, rubbing the bark of a tree with his hand. The orientation leader didn't notice, otherwise she would have said something. I just walked by, not saying anything, eventually telling the two kids I overheard that he was my roommate, as a way to start a conversation and maybe make some friends. They apologized for me. None of us knew if it was appropriate to laugh, but we did. I made friends with those two kids, and we made plans to get together that night. I also learned when I got back to my dorm that the school found another roommate for me. Things seemed to be turning around quickly for the better. I left the room that night to meet up with the two kids I met, and when I got back, Sam was sitting on the desk chair, facing the door. I said, "Oh hey, what's up?" He said, "Nothing," very matter-of-factly. I sat down on my bed, opened my laptop, and realized I forgot to lock it. I also realized that all of my emails had been opened, emails I was sure I didn't read, and a bunch of my folders had been opened. Sam must have snooped through my laptop. When I asked him if he did, he responded, "No!" very loudly half a second after I finished my question. I could read him like a book. This creepy kid was going through my computer when I was out. I knew he did it, but I didn't pursue it. I was ready to go to bed, so as I went to look for my pajamas, I felt like my clothes had all been moved around. I knew I'd be out of there forever by tomorrow, so I didn't say anything. I woke up in the middle of the night to the sound of a zipper. I sat up and saw Sam on the ground going through my bag. I turned the lamp on and confronted him. He played dumb, saying, "I think you have my toothbrush by mistake." It was the closest thing to wit he had shown. Still, I knew he was lying and something was wrong with him, so I couldn't get physical with him. The next day, I met my new roommate in the same building, and everything went well. Sunday night, after having a decent conversation with my roommate, who was no social butterfly but miles better than Sam, we both turned off our lights and went to bed. For the third night in a row, I woke up at some off hour to a strange noise. It was a weird clicking noise, not consistent, but I'd hear it at least twice every 30 seconds. I got up, hoping to find something innocent like a heavy bag putting pressure on a weak floorboard or even a mouse. But as I scoped out the room, I realized the sound was coming from the other side of the door. The nightlight in the common area was always on, so when I looked through the peephole, I was able to see the scalp of the person standing on the other side of our door. They were looking down, so I couldn't see their face. Paying closer attention, I realized the tiny clicking noises were coming from the doorknob. I was sure the person was trying to unlock the door. I dial the number for campus police, and they showed up in under 5 minutes. Only then did I feel it was safe to open the door. I found the officers had Sam in cuffs. I had a feeling it was him. I told them everything, that he was my former roommate who was going through my stuff. So I switched dorms only to find him trying to break into my new dorm. They took him away. I don't know what happened to him after that, but I never saw him again. He either got suspended or expelled. I got through the rest of my years at university like anyone else, but the nightmarish experience I had with Sam still pops up in my head every now and then.